Hi everyone, in today's video we are going to discuss a very interesting topic between good and evil. Where do we stand? I was reading a book about explaining some of the concepts and the tensions that we as human beings have inside of us, that sometimes they turn us towards both sides, good, evil. There's like an internal struggle inside of each human being. Although we want to do what is right, there's some kind of mysterious force that push us also to do what is wrong. And that is why we have what the Prophet calls an internal jihad, which is the greatest of all the forms of jihad. The jihad against yourself is the greatest of all the jihads. Therefore, how can we solve this internal contradiction? Some people, they just let their passion, their natural instincts dominate them. And on the other side, many people work very hard on themselves. The reality is that it's not an easy struggle, but if you are able to dominate your natural passions, your animal instincts, then you're gonna be able to dominate the evil inclination, subjugate the evil inclination, and shape your life always in a way towards good. And this can be done through a process of the purification of the heart. It is written that the Prophet said that the invocation of the name of God, Allah, dhikr Allah, the remembrance of God, is what purifies the heart. It's like what removes, like the rust that is in the heart. It removes all the veils. And it is stated by the scholars that we have to allow God to reside in our hearts. That's why the purification of the heart is so important, and the people of Tasawwuf, they emphasize this very, very much. And this is a very, very high state in which all the thoughts, all the actions of the individual are constantly in the remembrance of God, in the remembrance of Allah. And that's why for a person who is not able to control his animal passions or instincts, or he's too impulsive and sometimes don't think that he's doing something wrong, sometimes, and then later on he regrets about this, it's very important to always, of course, not only you have to follow the way of religion and the way that has been established, but it's a process, it's an internal process, because even you can fake the exterior, but you cannot fake yourself before God, meaning God knows what is in your heart, and what is in your heart also will be reflected in the outside, because you cannot keep the show for a long time. Therefore, people who see you, they will know if you are sincere or not, because it can be felt. The heart speaks, and when your heart is clean, when your heart is pure, people can notice that. People see that such a person is not perfect. No one is perfect, but you work on yourself. You try very hard. Like I said, the internal jihad that we all have against each other, again, the evil inclination that tries to subjugate us to do what is wrong. But he who is able to dominate his animal instincts and pushes and uses this energy that is on the wrong side, and redirects it towards the good side, then he is able to get closer to God. He is able to purify himself. He is able to lead a life of example, not only within his own religion, within his own community, but for society in general. Anyone who see this individual, who see this person, they can feel that this is such an uprighteous individual, such an uprighteous and clear and pure of heart man. His personality, his character, the way he behaves, the way he eats, the way he moves, is a clear indication that this is a person that works constantly on himself, on perfecting his qualities, his attributes, his deen, And I think this is the key of importance in this struggle that we all have, that we are torn between good and evil, and that evil can be defeated, but it's not easy, like I said, but that doesn't mean that you have to give up. It's a path of all life. From the moment we are born until the moment we die, is the whole process of rectification, constant improvement on yourself, on your character, on your religion, on your behavior, on your knowledge. As time passes, it should be a way of ascension and not the opposite. Meaning that the more you grow in age, also, you should be more mature spiritually. You should become a better person, a better individual. And the negative sides should be less and less noticeable, because you are working on yourself. You are refining yourself, you are purifying yourself, you are cleaning your heart, and you are removing all traces of ego, of envy, jealousy. It's like the Prophet emphasized and said in one hadith, he said, who is the best person? And he gave the answer, he who has the best character. Not he who has more money, he who shows he is so religious, so pious, look at me, how I pray, how I do this, look how I dress, a big show. It could be real, but a lot of people like to put a big show. But if you are real, if you are sincere, people will know that you are real. People will feel in their hearts that such an individual is an uprighteous guy, that his heart is pure. He has, like the Prophet said, is a person with a good character. And this is the internal struggle, the battle that we have. And where do we stand? We go back to the original topic that we started this conversation. Where do we stand between good and evil? Of course, we all want to do what is right. But sadly, there are some people who are so lost into the negative side, into the evil forces, that they have lost all consciousness of themselves. And it's very, very hard for themselves to be able to get out of that wrong path. That's why a lot of people need help, need encouragement, kind words, not always reprimands and telling you are sinning and you are doing this and you are that, and condemning the individual all the time. Sometimes people, they need to be spoken in a strong way, but I think that the way of kindness, the way of understanding, the way of recognizing that we all are sinners, we all make mistakes, that it's better for someone who is in the wrong way, if you just point to the mistakes, it's better just to attract such individuals with good words, with kindness. Try to find something that he has done, something good. Try to praise him for that, and encourage this individual to keep doing good. And slowly but surely, you can bring him to the good side, to the religion, to the path of truth, to that primordial state that we all human beings are born with, called fitra, the natural state in which, that's why they say that all babies, all little kids are innocents, and even if they die young, they go straight to paradise. They are not guilty of anything yet, because this is the stage of innocence. And this is how we want to conduct our lives, and even guide those who have gone astray into the wrong path. Perhaps not always being too harsh, but to understand that some people can dominate and keep under control their evil and animal instincts, the evil inclination. But a lot of people are weak and they need help. Sadly, some are completely lost and they are always choosing the wrong path. But at the end is God's will, whatever path He has destined for someone. But that doesn't mean that we just simply let the world be as it is. No, we always have to strive to improve ourselves and to help our families, to help our community, and to help all the world, because at the end we are all working for the rectification of the world. It is very selfish and a lot of nafs, a lot of ego, to always thinking yourself, your own salvation. Yeah, you have to work on yourself, but you cannot forget your brother. You cannot forget even people who are not from your religion. They should be helped to understand the truth and to know the right path. And that is why, where do we stand between good and evil? Always, of course, on the good side. It is possible to subjugate and dominate the animal instincts, the evil inclination, and to conduct yourself in a righteous way. Now, do not ever think that you are righteous than anyone else, or that you are so spiritual, so this, so that. No. There is no one who is perfect. We always have to improve ourselves. We always have to work on ourselves. If someone believes and thinks that he is something, then just because he is thinking this way, meaning he is lost. If you think you are righteous, there is something wrong with you. Because it's not from us that this should come to think of ourselves, no. This should be coming from God. God is the one who judges. He is the one who knows your heart. If you think you are righteous yourself, that's a lot of ego. And we know that we have to work in removing this ego, because the ego is that which separates us from God. If you remove the ego, then there is not me anymore. There is no I. It is He. And if there is He, we become like containers or receptacles of the divine light. And wherever you go, I can assure you, then if you step in a room, people will know that the person who has stepped in is a righteous individual, is a person with a clean heart, with a pure mind, pure thoughts, ethical and good character. And this can be achieved, and I always want to emphasize that. Never think that people are lost completely. No. People can always repent. Like God says in the Quran, keep repenting and God will forgive. And we know from tradition that someone who is looking for the truth, trust me, if you're looking for the truth, for what is good, God is attracting you towards Him. Meaning, if you are going to Him, He's already coming to you. So the battle is not lost. We can always improve ourselves. We can always dominate the animal instincts, and we can always be a better person, a better son, daughter, father, brother. We can be a better individual in society, within your community. And I think that the key resides in never giving up. Do not give up, even if you make a mistake, even if you make a sin, even if people judge you without knowing you, without understanding. You cannot get upset because of this. Just think, perhaps they don't know you yet. It's right, or that of course they think this way, but once they know you, they know if you are someone with a clean heart. And I think if you have the correct mentality, if you never give up, if you always strive for what is right, I am convinced that you will always have a place before your God, a place of approval. And this is the state that we all want to be in the face of God, in the state of approval. And this reminds me again some of the sayings and the conception of the people of Tasawwuf, when they say that of course the ultimate goal is to rejoin with the beloved, with God. And how they say that the idea is basically not to be rejected, but to be reabsorbed into God, because from Him we came, into Him we are going to return. Therefore, no one wants to be rejected. We all want to be accepted. Therefore, we have to work, we have to improve ourselves. And like I said, there's a struggle between good and evil. Evil can be defeated. And the key again is in never giving up, is always perfecting ourselves and the cleanness of the heart, the purification of the heart. I think this is the key to defeat the evil side, the evil inclination, and to be righteous in the eyes of God and get the approval from Him, not from us or from someone else who praises you because, oh, look at this guy, how he is, how religious. No. Yeah, okay, let them say whatever they want, even if they say good or bad, that's fine. But the approval should come from God, because we're not pleasing human beings. We don't improve ourselves just to please someone else. We work on ourselves to please God, because that's what we are here for on this earth. We came to purify ourselves, to become the best version possible of ourselves, and to gain the approval of God, because we are simply His servants. And everything is all a test. Therefore, to get the approval of God, to be reabsorbed into the Beloved, should be the ultimate goal, and I think it's possible. Many people have done it, and the key is in never giving up. I want to thank you so much for listening to this reflection. Don't forget to share this video if you like it, and you can subscribe to the channel also. Thank you so much, and God willing, we'll see each other in the next video.